Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Rockwood part number BF15747-628. This is a push-pull set is what it is. We have a push, okay, it's a piece of solid aluminum that is bent per order based on the part number and the center to center that's been ordered, the center to center dimension. Okay, the 47 in the part number, the BF157 refers to the pull. The 47 means the push bar. It's a 1-inch bar, is what that means. Now the BF157 means that we've got an offset pull handle. BF stands for barrier free. Barrier free tells us the guideline for that is that they're looking for a 2.5-inch clearance from the face of the door to the inside surface of the handle. How much room you have to get your hand behind there, okay? How much room you've got. Now this is a BF, forgive me, that's what BF stands for, barrier free. The 157 tells us that this is a 1-inch diameter bar that has a 10-inch center to center, and therefore the overall is going to be 11-inch. It's going to have a total projection, therefore, of 3.5-inch. Okay, it's going to have an overall width, just for the sake of recording it, right at about I want to measure it as accurately as I can. About 3 3/4 is the overall width of the pull handle. Okay, so the BF barrier free 157, 10-inch center to center, offset. 47 is the push. 628 again is the finish. Piece of solid aluminum, bar aluminum that's been bent, and a clear anodized finish is what this is. Okay. This set weighs about 4.4 pounds, by the way. This client specified no engraving. You can have engraving done, and I very rarely have the opportunity to do an engraved project, but I did last year a steam room. I supplied hardware for a sauna or a steam room, one of the two, for a client who was doing an aluminum door. I supplied the hardware for it. We did a nice set of push-pulls. I don't recall if it was a BF157, but we did stainless, and then we engraved the word push and pull into the hardware, and it looks really great. The mounting type, this client specified T1. There is a link below this video to a document called Mounting Options, and T1 defines for us that the free ends, you've got a common end, and then you've got the free end. The free end is going to be a Type 12 mount. A Type 12 mount from Rockwood is a decorative cap and a piece of threaded rod. Okay, so there will be two of them naturally because you have two free ends. So think about the top of the pull, then the hinge side of the push. Those are the free ends. The common end is where the back side of the pull and the back side of the push communicate to each other. So we're going to have two decorative caps, small little hole that's in there, and it's intended to have a spanner wrench installed into there so that you can turn it. Rockwood makes a spanner wrench. If you were to search the site for Rockwood spanner, you'll find the tool. Otherwise, you may have a spanner wrench that might work, or you might fashion something to make it work. Now the common end is going to give you the cone head bolt, which I think is a part number SP1025. Don't quote me. This will thread into the exterior of the push. Both of these holes are drilled. How are we doing this? Oh yeah, forgive me, I've made a mistake already. You're going to thread into the common end your cone bolt. That's perfect. You're then going to simply I'll show it to you this way, just for the sake of demonstration. That'll slide right over there. Okay. Then you've got that hole that's drilled and tapped down there, and that's going to give you the ability to lock all that in. Now we've made, there's a small difference here, and I don't know why they did it this way, but on your other decorative cap, your other end, you're going to I'm trying to figure out what in the gospel they did here. Okay, yeah, we're fine. Okay, so you're going to have one free end with the decorative cap. You're going to have your common end. Your pull handle is going to go over it. The included set screw is going to lock into this. Okay, this will be a free end. This will take your decorative cap. Now at the other end of the push bar, they didn't give us a tapped end in the hole. They just have two large holes drilled here, and they probably the reason they did that is to keep this non-handed, because what they've given us is a bolt and the cap, but then they've given us a coupling. So you'll thread this onto the one end. Then your other end, your other free end, will be like that, and then again a set screw to lock it all together. Normally that would be, you would define the handing of the unit, and one side would be tapped, the other side would be drilled with a set screw provided in it. It's okay that they supply it this way. It doesn't really matter. In fact, it makes life easier because you don't have to worry about handing it all. And indeed, we do not have a handing attribute specified, so I would think that that's the standard way that they would do that sort of installation, meaning having this cone bolt. So now you've got the T1 mount explained to you. The other, and then you would really want to specify your door thickness. If it's other than 1 3/4, definitely specify it. You could certainly have a thinner door. You could very likely have a thicker aluminum storefront door if you were putting it on aluminum storefront. I've seen 2 1/4 inch aluminum storefront. They're not that unheard of. The rest of the mounting options are a T1 HD. This is 1/4 If you want to kick all that up to 5/16/18, order the HD. I would recommend it. If you're doing any sort of volume on the door, go with the heavy-duty, thicker bolt every time. T2, anything that's HD is going to be the thicker bolt. Your T2 is going to be for glass doors. It's basically an arrangement for... T2 is going to be an arrangement for... same concept, but now you're dealing with a door that's going to be not 1 3/4. You're dealing with a glass door. And that's important because they're probably going to package a couple of washers in there for you as well, so that the handle has a nylon type washer involved. The T3 is going to be the standard mount type, meaning that the only difference between a T3 and a T1 is that this is the decorative cap on a T1. A T3 will give you a flathead bolt and then a countersunk washer. This is always going to be nicer. It'll look nicer. It does cost more. But a T3 would be typical and standard. Your T4 would be concealed mounts if you want to drill and tap a bolt into the face of the door and have nothing through bolted, and therefore no need for the free ends to have anything running through the door. You can do a concealed mount. Then T5 is going to be a back-to-back mount for wood doors. That's going to have a Type 8 mount on the free ends. Let's take a look and see what Type 8 is. I don't recall. A Rockwood Type 8 mount. Oh, okay, sure. So that's concealed as well, but for a wood door. It will have a knife thread insert that will work appropriately for a wood door. I really like through bolting this stuff when at all possible. I would recommend that you do that. You can just scroll down on page 2 of the mounting type to find that. I should have looked closer. The product brochure link is there as well, and that's handy because it will allow you to review this series of offset single bar sets. So you can see how the part number changes, and what really changes there is the center to center of your barrier-free 90-degree pull handle. Okay, 8-inch, 9-inch, 10-inch, 12-inch, 18-inch. You always have to specify the push. We always need to know that. This client ordered 33.5. Yeah, that's going to be a really good common size. A 29, a 33, a 33.5. Think of your aluminum storefront doors or doors with glass, whether it be wood or whatever. Think of the dimension between, on the push side, assuming the door swings out, the dimension between the stops. I might be really tempted to go to the center of the exposed style dimension. So if you had wide style aluminum storefront, and I think those are about 6-inch. Don't quote me, but it's about that. I don't know that I'd put it at 33-inch. I might scooch it in a little bit so that it looks equal in the panel itself. However, the downside of that is you'll have your pull handle on the outside not centered in the panel, in the style, I should say. So be mindful of what net size you're going to order the center to center of your push bar. You can do, let me back up, being Rockwood, you can do any size you want. You want to have this at 32-inch, they'll make it for you. It's not a problem. For some reason, you might. I've sold these that are 30-inch in length or 24-inch in length. Clients just want a larger pull. Makes sense to me because you've got 8-foot aluminum storefront doors. 8-foot, 308, 02 1/4. Yeah, I'm going to think you're going to want a more substantial piece of hardware to look more compatibly with the overall elevation of the door. So understand that they're Rockwood. They all but encourage special sizes. Obviously finishes. In the aluminums, you're going to do clear anodized. You're going to do dark bronze. You can do black. You can do, I think, a couple of different flavors of dark bronze, a light bronze and then a dark bronze. They can also do this out of architectural metal, not only aluminum, but stainless steel, which means polished or satin. They can do, I'm sure they can do an antimicrobial coating on it as well if you wanted that. They can make this material out of brass and bronze, which is going to give you your brasses, your bronze, your chromes, your nickels, your polished, your satin, your oil rubbed. Again, being Rockwood, they can entertain lots of requests. They can powder coat. Powder coated black is the new polished brass. So if you want powder coated black or powder coated white, Rockwood's your company. Very good quality fit and finish. I rarely see any sort of failure of the caliber of the material when we get it. You really have to inspect their material closely to see any sort of defect from the factory, and that is deeply appreciated. It's finished hardware. It's not, something that you're slapping on the underside of a table and you'll never see the table support again. This material is touched daily, possibly tens of thousands of times a day. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Rockwood products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. Now, I'm quite partial to Rockwood, and there's a few reasons. The first is what I've already mentioned. The quality of the fit and finish is always exceptional. It's always above average. The caliber of the technical support people, and I'll just lump the customer service people, is incredibly above industry standard. That is no exaggeration. The caliber of their technical support, the caliber of their customer service department, which is sometimes the same person, is to be admired, is to be duplicated, studied, and emulated. Then finally, Rockwood is among the most predictable and dependable, and I don't use the word dependable when it comes to construction often, but companies that exist. They have some way of regularly, predictably, and reliably shipping material. They're a manufacturer, so their stuff is going to be made to order. they're not making the aluminum, but they have to do the manufacturing process on the raw materials. But they can commit to their standard lead time, which is generally 2 weeks on made-to-order material. Can be a little longer if it's odd, like leather-wrapped poles. They can do an exquisite assortment of all kinds of custom poles, rubber-wrapped, wood, leather-wrapped, a variety of things. And their product line is ever-evolving, but they're so reliable when it comes to their shipping lead time. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up all of the Rockwood products we sell, a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. Any questions on the Rockwood BF15747 in a 628 finish or any other Rockwood product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.